How's it going? Just doing gonna do a little stream here until the Grok launch. I want to watch that tonight, so I'm gonna be just streaming, seeing how I can stream through, um, and listen to some music while I do that. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna play some Middle Earth and also try to build this app thing I'm doing here. Figure I'd like to have the music playing because I'm listening to it, so it seems like it's should be incorporated. But I guess I don't know. It's probably not the best idea because it's all copyright stuff. Um, and yeah, I don't know. It just seems like I want to. All right, cool. I guess I got a bunch of people looking at me. Well, I'm watching, playing the game here. I'm going to code this thing. I'm going to listen to some rap music and some other mixed music. But yeah, basically, that's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to watch the Grok launch later on. So that's what you're in for if you're here to watch that. So that's me. All right.
Yeah, I used to have so much disparity. Stayed up all night, getting home, thinking carefully, hoping I can make it to a point where people cherish me, compare me to their favorites, but I'm stranger. I need therapy. Yeah, I worked hard, now I get whatever I need. Apples, bananas, oranges, carrots, beets, pears of peach, organic greens.
So basically, I built this whole video audio app that is pretty cool. So I built one of the things that happens with like building with AI is AI is a big like flaunt. It likes to show a fancy thing, you know. So it gives you like a big front end or like what looks like an app that could actually work, and then it like I don't know, sometimes messes up the back end. So I built this whole thing that looks shiny, and then it said, "Oh, I never deployed the rest of it." So I'm gonna try to do that, and that's gonna be that. And then I'm gonna play this game, and then in 30 minutes, hopefully, this Grok 4 thing kicks off. Feel free to chat in or anything. I know listening to music, I don't know, that's probably not okay. I don't know, but that's what I'm doing.
I thank God I'm a lucky bastard. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
It's been 8 years since a day job. Yeah. I just made $1 million like a bank rob. Now my diamonds offset. Yeah.
Raindrop.
Thank God. Yeah.
Thank God.
It's been 8 years since a day job. Yeah. I just made $1 million like a bank rob. Now my diamonds offset. Yeah.
Raindrop.
I'm excited. I built a couple cool things lately, and it's exciting. I recommend anybody that's looking to get into like developing something or just building an app, check out the different AI coding tools and things. A lot of it's like a lot no code now. This looks a lot complicated probably, but you could get some decent smaller things done. I even use Windsurf just to search my computer around. Like I just get used to like going into files and stuff and figuring out what to put in path, things like that. If you're new to working with computers, you can get a whole information about what all that stuff is through these programs. So do that. I'm gonna select some of it. Gotta respect logic. And we can try to figure this game out. Get all the buttons.
Oh,
plotting and scheming. Fuck boys rather me not even breathing. They trying to take my blessings away. They gotta be demons. I'm blessed every day and I bless like I'm sneezing. I'm healthy and well on top of my ship and I'm not even sinking it. I could just sit back and say that I'm happy, but can't spend a day without smoking and drinking. Got champagne problems. And I order more.
Come on.
Wardrobe is or gold. I'm a young nigga with an older soul, but still young enough to know I gotta know some more. I made something out of nothing, shine down the magician. Yeah. She doing tricks with a pussy, I guess she's a magician. She tryna hold on to a nigga stacking up. Pure real for these fake niggas trying to dab me up. Hype nigga back it up. Claiming that we homies, boy style. That's the type of shit a boy
get into some fights here.
State troops, any nigga with a badge, I don't even trust the Boy Scouts. Got these good girls hoeing out. Tell me what the fuck you know about. Being that nigga that these niggas don't know about. Then they throw you in the game and you motherfucker blow it out. Now everything is alright.
Oh. Oh, great.
I know a lot of motherfuckers don't like me, probably wanna fight me, but I just keep the peace, no need to keep a peace. I keep my enemies on a leash, capiche, and keep it real for the people I read.
Come on.
Looks like I've killed you, Tark. Suppose it makes me a top killer. No. Top Slayer! I quite like the sound of that. Top
Unfortunate.
Slayer. From now on, I will be known as the Top Slayer!
Oh yeah, and definitely going after him. I wonder, can you guys hear me? Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. So we found out I'm not that great at this game.
Pour one out, roll one out, type music. Type of shit that makes you think, you know? Don't give a fuck about the money and the fame. I keep smoking as a way to numb the pain. All it takes is time. All it takes is time. Yeah, I told myself no matter what that I'ma change, but I guess the game recognized game. I must have changed my mind. I must have changed my mind.
Be a bit hard.
Hey yo, losing is not an option. A rumor is I'm a problem. Tell my day ones pretty soon I'll be moving them out the projects. The truth is that most these dudes are just using whatever cards left because they soft and they all turn goofy throughout the process. I've watched it happen right in front of my eyes. You ain't a gangster most of the time, that's likely just a disguise. I took a break from smoking weed, but light it up, let's get high. Cause I won't ever let these guys try to fuck with my pride. I've worked way too hard to get here. I face the odds.
I'm assuming it's gonna be live on X. I'll figure it out closer.
But there's still obstacles I'm dodging. I'm starving. Every bar I carve is arson to your carcass. If you know my story, then you know there's been some hardships. But the hardest part's ignoring all this darkness where my heart is. And sometimes as an artist, I feel like the largest target. Since this game has made me heartless, I don't give a fuck regardless. It's murder. Don't give a fuck about the money and the fame. I keep smoking as a way to numb the
I feel
pain.
as though I've been fighting for 100 years. May you never learn what it is like to fight for 1,000.
Yeah, I told myself no matter what that I would change, but I guess game recognized game. I must have changed my mind. I must have changed my mind. Yo, I just lit this cigarette when I'm staring out the window and it's bringing back these memories of when it was so simple. So I'm cherishing this shit cause I'm aware that without this whole rap shit I'd be staring down the barrel of a pistol. This is therapeutic, mental stress relief and keep me grounded. Sometimes I wonder where the fuck I'd be without it. Countless hours making music taught me how to see my downfalls were just lessons that I learned to stay the fuck away from around y'all. Real shit to be a better version of myself. I had to cut ties even if it meant I hurt everyone else. I had to be the bigger man, look past the hurt that I get felt, and I became a fucking animal emerging straight from hell. Pour out this 40 for the fallen ones, I miss y'all. My enemies keep lining up, they're not about to get far. They say they got a problem, but they try not to get involved. Cause I don't
Oh, great.
know the person I am when I'm pissed off. So I fuck about the money and the fame. Smoking as a way to numb the pain. All it takes is time. All it takes is time. No matter what that I would change, but I guess game recognized game. Must have changed my mind. Must have changed my mind. Yeah. Nobody bring me down. You ain't bringing me down.
I don't care what it was. Who's at the top?
Evolving, appalling, so much I'm not divulging. Been stalling, I think I hear applauding. They're calling. Mixtapes aren't my thing, but it's been awfully exhausting. Hanging on to songs as long as daunting, which caused me to have to make a call I thought was ballsy, resulting in what you see today. Proceed indulging, as always. The one-trick pony's here, so quit your sulking. Born efficient, Got ambition, sort of vicious, yep, that's me. Artistic, unrealistic, chauvinistic, not those things. From the distance, so prolific, cryptic, swiftly, unsubmissive, the king of mischief, the golden ticket, rare sight to see. I stay committed, embrace the rigid, I'm comfortable with it. Yeah, basically, too great to mimic. You hate your bitter, no favoritism, that's fine with me. Create the riddles, put trade and civil, unsafe a little. Oh yes, indeed, it's plain and simple. I'm far from brittle, unbreakable. You following? I'm Bruce Willis in a train wreck. I'm like trading in your car for a new jack. I'm like having a boss getting upset cause you asked him for less on your paycheck. I'm like doing headstands with a broke neck. I'm like watching your kid take his first steps. I'm like saying Bill Gates couldn't pay rent cause it's too broke. Where am I going with this? Unbelievable. Yes, yes, inconceivable. See myself as fairly reasonable, but at times I can be stubborn, so if I have to, I will rock the boat. I don't tend to take the easy road. That's just not the way I like to roll. Shoot things probably unfeasible. I've done already a hundredfold. A hundredfold is probable that I might press the envelope. Ideas so astronomical, sometimes I find them comical. Yeah, incomparable. Replay value phenomenal. Beat selection remarkable. Slowing me down impossible. I don't rock no rollies. I don't hang around no phonies. I don't really got no trophies. I don't know why God chose me. Got something in the cup, ain't codeine. Changed my style, they told me. Now they come around like homie. Man, y'all better back up slowly. Back up slowly? Who are you kidding? How could you doubt me? I've always delivered. Ripping the teeth out of the back of my mouth. The closer you get to my wisdom. See, my initial thought was the way, but what can I say? I had to come visit. Check on you guys. You doing alright? You're yearly socked. Yeah, that's what I figured. They cover their heads up whenever I drop. Shake the whole industry, put them in shock. Come out the clouds like a meteor rock. Then land in the earth like ready or not. Ain't no one like me to cream me the crop. Don't even front, but they give me some props. I'll pick up your body and throw it a block. Okay, I admit it, that's over the top. Not there in the headlight looks. Every time I step my foot on the ground, I get mistook for a lame with no weight to his name. Ground just shook, let's not beat around the bush. Even my B-sides throw him off like how's he do it. Some say I'm a great influence, I don't know about that, but I did do the best I could. Hollywood, Hollywood, hope Nate doesn't go Hollywood. You think that you don't know me good? You think that you don't know me good? Hollywood, Hollywood, hope Nate doesn't go Hollywood. You think that you don't know me good? You think that you don't know me? I always advance, say how I fail, you know I stand. Raising the bar, I gotta expand. Top of the charts, I'm setting the pen. Pound on my stage, I put on my tent. Shoot for the stars, they fall in my head. Stick to my guns, I don't even flinch. Can push all you want, ain't moving an inch. I rarely miss, you know I'm relentless. Ain't got a choice, no way to prevent it. Just who I am, and I don't regret it. See what I want, then I go get it. Follow my gut, I'm happy I did it. Beat all the odds, I ain't got no limits. Can it be tough? You're paying attention, I ain't gotta say it. They know where my head is, they know where my head is.
Been a lot of haters calling quits. Being Latin, being with this head rapping shit. Been a lot of warnings, but I just been a lot of corners in that whip. Squirt to that trigger finger, make that 38 squirt.
Mod.
50, bitch, I'm crazy like my net worth. Oh, you stupid, boy, you looking silly, talking shit.
Oh, come on. Heck.
Student, make a pupil educated. Dropping LSD and make your pupils dilated. Take a breather. The best of y'all ain't talking with me neither. Born in December, rock a hoodie, bring a heater too cold. No silver spoon up in the Super Bowl. Now the cabinet
Old.
I don't even know how to open up the champagne bottle on the shelf. Shot the King Louis when they told me I should sell. Yup, stay strong, that's a promise. Just an honor to the father, it's a homage, no honest. The Chevrolet is blacker than the Onyx on the pinky ring partner. So tell me to be honest, 'cause I ain't never lied to kick you with you fucking lames. If it ain't the truth, then I don't say a fucking thing. You are dripping like the handle on the meat cleaver, swinging like a killer to this beat. I'm a beef feeder. Beats too, fuck you.
I look distinguished. So my enemies know I ain't hiding, get relinquished. Call my 45 to loose lips and love to sing shit. I go real raw, and my lips are like the package sealed off. All that talking on the internet should get you killed off. It's Glock, hit you in the head, it's like a steel bar. I'm the same kid that had the Xanax in a pill jar. Tantalizing, count the money twice, overanalyze it. Got the car, ain't just hit the walls, man, I'm vandalizing. She got it on herself, it look like hand sanitizer. You going broke on me, I can't advise you. Bitch, I made gold with the dirt that they gave me. Yeah, I'm an old soul who done signed up the baby. And me and Yellow Wolf made this tape, so there ain't no debating. Ay, we the hardest rappers ever came at the shady. That's an invitation to you imitators. Make an example out of you, you be a demonstrator. Cause I've been all around the world and never been a hater. Knock your lights out and turn my power on generator.
Been a lot of haters calling quits. Being Latin, being with this head rapping shit. Been a lot of warnings, but I just been a lot of corners in that
Ay,
whip.
it's been a problem, and I'm cool with all the shooters, cause I've been around them. Black sheep, but my gang good, Dennis Rodman. Try to cross, what's the score? I forget about it.
Hear their infernal singing.
Gather up some rocks and make a circle in the sand. Fill it up with wood, build a fire with the hands. The smoke starts to rise, the moon starts to shine. You bring the weed, we'll bring the whiskey and the wine. Pass it all around till it's all gone. Put a message in the bottle, put the cork back.
No. Not great.
I gotta warn the others. Shout if you see the Grey Walker. Seem to get it. We've been down this road before. I'm the Tark Slayer. It means I kill Tarks, and you're a Tark.
What the heck are you doing? Ah, come on. Come on.
He's a chore. I hate chores.
Sexual Asians who always be kissing each other while both of them giving me head in my basement. Got them all stuck in the web. Bitch, I'm the butter and bread. Monster from under the bed. Fuck what they said. Foot on the gas and I'm running the red. So I'm here to tell them why. I'm an enterprise, fully energized. Who am I? I'm that guy. I'm the burger with the fries. I'm the product and supplier. I'm the label and the writer. They gon' hang my jersey up when I retire. Yeah, who am I? I'm the man, they ain't fucking with my vibe. Who am I? In demand, I'm the one with the supply. Who am I? Stick 'em up, put your hands up in the sky. Put 'em high, put
Oh, that was a good one. Oh, come on. I'll be right back.
I'm the man, they ain't fucking with my vibe. Who am I? In demand, I'm the one with the supply. Who am I? Stick 'em up, put your hands up.
Yeah, let me back it up real quick. Y'all didn't know I could spit. Speaking fire like a peaky blinder. Got Netflix money, I'm rich, I'm on my shit. Stacking a bigger amount. Counting my dough as I sit on my couch. With parents holding in the gossip columns, talking shit with my dick in their mouth.
Who am I? I'm the man, they ain't fucking with my vibe. Who am I? In demand, I'm the one with the supply. Who am I? Stick 'em up, put your hands up in the sky. Put 'em high, put your hands up in the sky. Tell 'em why. Who am I? I'm the man, they ain't fucking with my vibe. Who am I? In demand, I'm the one with the supply. Who am I? Stick 'em up, put your hands up in the sky. Put 'em high, put your hands up in the sky.
Yes, I motivate, but this pain can't also say I stay stuck with a poker face. Caught up in this game, but there's no charades, emotion raised. Feeling like I overcame the hopeless days. I ain't like an ocean wave that flows for days. I don't have associate with frozen lakes. I faced a whole lot of roadblocks, but I don't stop. I'm more like a robot. I've been winning and killing it, finger on the whole stop. Any minute I'll get it, the kid is getting closer. So hot, but I told y'all hoes don't talk if you don't want smoke. Cause I got more than a stove top with snow dropping on top of it though. Cause I'm not gonna fold.
The clouds have opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly, the clouds have opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly.
Never slacking, the passion could be felt. In fact, every fraction of me's real. Fast on the fucking track, fast in your seatbelts, gas in your fucking ass. Now I need a refill. I can sleep you like a Z-Quill, then defeat you while I recall and delete you like an email. That's a preview of the details. I'm a G with a GQ looking female. Man, cause they cannot see the flow. If I was an animal, it better be a goat. Self is like a centipede that steadily will grow. Cause every single bit of every centimeter shows. Or should I be a ghost? Cause I got the energy that shouldn't be approached. To my team, I'm the coach. More than a leader, I'm dreaming the most when I'm woke.
The clouds have opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly, the clouds have opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly.
blabbing at? This is just me in my natural habitat. Planning on blasting it back and after just to relax and then laugh at that. You cannot manage to manage that. Catching you lacking and stabbing your atoms up. I'll stick a dagger like right where your bladders at. Abracadabra, cause I'm finna vanish. You're cashing your got it like that's a fact. How about that? That's a proposition, you better stop at this. And you can't knock my vision. I got pocket vision. They won't be locked in prison because of optimism. I gotta kill it cause I'm in it to my watch. Taking another feeling when I'm killing off the competition. Cause I've been sitting on top of the shitting like a flock of pigeons. They wanna stop my mission because I'm ripping every composition.
The clouds have opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly, the clouds have opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly.
Just believe. And work for it. Watch what'll happen. Stop the wishing. Stop the bitching. Start the mission. Yeah.
Yeah. Healthy. More like inhale. Yeah, I'm a king like Steven. I made it. Mentally, I wanna crash and my mind racing. Back and forward, steady, I'm pacing. I really made it, but I did surprise bitches like I'm blind dating. Mental in it, you cannot fake it. For me, never being patient, going into an outpatient. Baby, for me, being in the dumpster like I'm Isaiah. Lord, I'm ballin' like Thomas. I'll take it back into the day when I was not famous. There was not a second I would tell you that I'm not fitted. Hustle in the cemetery, working till I got paid. And I ain't talking military when I leave your blockaded, nigga. Get a little shine, nigga, try shit, killer like my capabilities. Not breaking into these topics, facilities, pop, make a killing off. I take killers free. I beg the different these niggas ain't fucking with me, Andres. That's how I talk to my sons and their moms hate it. I be trying to keep it cool, but it's hot blazing. I wanna tell me from goddamn it to goddamn it. How much of the thought tell me sitting with a doc waiting, looking like Eminem and the video different. My name is you the type to wear Crocs like you got patience. I'm in the water with a fucking killer croc waiting. Niggas know I'm not playing. Walking through the devil kitchen, nigga with the pots pants. No AC, but it's cool cause I got fans. Better stop thinking I be trying to have a good time. Where's John Neighbors? What the fuck am I saying? Because I'm only thinking on my problem, start fading. No, I wouldn't kill a nigga cause you wouldn't stop paying to hinder me to not make it. But like a server quit his job, I had to stop waiting. Now I'm healthy with 2 L's, got 2 blood slit. Lit walking through hell, won't you come in? The fire don't hurt when you've been through some shit. So I smile while I burn away to nothing. Healthy with 2 L's, got 2 blood slit. Lit walking through hell, won't you come in? The fire don't hurt when you've been through some shit. So I smile while I burn away to nothing. Yeah, I'm healthy with 2 L's. I'm Todd Smith in the gym with a few bells. Kettle, now I'm popping like a few shells. Back then was left out like a shoe sale. In retro, spectators yelling boo, but it's funny how a nigga met Aaron and it grew well. Hello, mom calling like a new cell. Got teeth sprinting to the money with a boost well. Lego, my minute when it's money couldn't make it better, man. Because I'm just a crazy motherfucker with some cheddar. Damn, I'm trying to build it, I don't ever want to settle, man. That's why my pretty chick the same color as the Lego man. I'm writing my own everything like a mellow yellow can. Nigga rock fast, like a hella bench. Jump man like MJ, bet on Neverland. His hand gonna leave you a 0. Mega man, blood, I'm always suited up like the weatherman. Cause whether or not it changes, I bet I can't even know God is on
I gotta see where I'm gonna watch this. Because I can't just steal someone's broadcast.
That's a lot of GPUs, but we've seen with a bunch of Grok updates that GPUs are not everything, and Eagles also are not everything. So I'm very curious playing with Grok myself. I've been using. I actually use Grok a lot more than people can expect, I think.
I gotta figure out where to watch it besides there, because I don't want to just steal Thursday AI guys stuff. That's probably where to watch it though. Alex Volkov, their Thursday AI is the like top notch. I can't seem to find a like live stream of it. Then I'm gonna probably stop streaming. Grok knows. Hey. I'm just gonna build this while that goes. Need to speak at this game for sure.
The ring is lost. Can defeat Sauron.
No. I poured myself into that ring. We need it for the war to come.
We need to see Shelob. Her visions can help us.
We need the ring.
Who's that? It's a bloody targ! You worm! Can't have gone far. Fight! No escape for you.
Come on already. Honestly, if I can change my title. I did not do one of my Throw it back in.
than it does in Cloud Code, and why does Cloud Code, like many people report, that it's actually better. And I guess some prompt engineering is the reason, and some of these folks who did the prompt engineering now work for Cursor, Boris and Kat Wu. Yeah, right here. We're gonna get started hopefully soon. We have the live stream link, and
it says 10:30 on the post.
10:30. Which time zone?
That's, I guess it just auto adjusts to the time zone. Basically 6 minutes from now.
Oh, yeah. for me, one of them said like 3:40 a.m. So I'm not sure, but yeah, 6 minutes from now, it's gonna be awesome, folks. We're gonna restream this. If you want to stay in the space, you're welcome to. If you want to mute the space, go watch it and come back. Definitely worth doing this as well. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see us and the stream as well. And we're gonna check out the evaluations for this model. Hopefully, they're gonna show us some things we haven't seen. I'm getting to a point where it's harder and harder not to impress, but to explain why a model is better than the other.
It's gonna start here in a couple minutes. Said, and just make sure I can get to a few different places it's streaming.
It's absolute. They started deleting some of these posts, but you can look them up. People took screenshots. Nothing goes away on the internet, and they've apologized and pulled the Grok responder from responding with text. So you no longer can ask Grok, "Hey Grok, what does it mean?" Yeah, so somebody's making fun of
Come on. Seriously?
Been doing this for the past 2.5 years, and tomorrow we're gonna have folks from Hugging Face that did open source a model talk to us about their small LM model, and we're also gonna have folks from Reka AI. So we have a bunch of guests, and we cover pretty much everything happens in AI. So if you're into this type of conversation about AI, you're more than welcome to tune in. The link is gonna be on my profile. We're also live on YouTube. And I did all this and said the spiel in the hopes that they're going to come on live, but nothing yet. I see more folks that I want to say hi to. What's up, Mark? How are you? Mark Sorfim, everyone.
Yeah, hey Alex, how's it going?
Good. What are you excited about Grok or not?
I'm more curious about speculating on it. Like, my hypothesis was like they want to maybe rein in on people going like, at Grok, is this true? And then just have like Grok auto fact check most like viral posts. Like, I figure leaning into sort of the deep research angle and like on the ground truth from like Twitter data would be really, really compelling. I kind of hope it's not yet another coding agent because like I think Claude is just fine for me.
Interesting. So what I hear you saying is you're expecting like updates, product updates, and not only like LLM updates, not only agent stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like this is like I think the biggest leverage I think that they might have. Like it's totally plausible they'll say, hey, we did this other thing that everyone else did. We just did it faster with a smaller team. Like I think by now we know like the X team is capable of this. But yeah, personally, I would find the product updates significantly more exciting.
All right, folks. It looks like we're getting some notifications that they're live, but I'm not seeing them live. Anybody else see them live? Folks, please
Not yet, no.
The page that was shared, it no longer shows 10:30. It just says live stream will begin soon.
Yeah, that's what I see as well. And I got a few like notifications from ex folks. They're saying that we're live. So, and we have. I need to find this for you guys. Nearly Daniel. I'm gonna find this and pin this to the top of the space. Nearly Daniel just showed War Room Squad locked in. So it looks like Nearly Daniel. Let's see. Nearly. There we go. I'm going to add this to the top so you guys will see all of the hardworking XAI folks putting on the work to the live stream. So it's going to be on top of the space right now. Oh, cancel. No, I don't want to end the space. Our space almost ended.
Alex,
Yes.
do you want to post the link to the YouTube as well, just so people know where to go if they want to click it?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you, Ryan. I will try to figure out how to do it while we're waiting. Yeah, folks, if you are interested in joining us and seeing the stream on YouTube, but also our commentary, which I promise you will be quiet.
Yeah, a delay here, but it's
we'll
be coming
quiet,
out soon.
while the folks talk, while Elon talks, etc.
It's pretty cool. Grok 4 live. It's pretty amazing stuff. Everything.
Hopefully, we will have this link. Thanks, Ryan. Did you guys check out the war room? Everybody seems happy. Many people seem else we're gonna.
I
have
guess,
to
or is
figure out.
Heavy the Pro version, and on the maybe the Apple App Store they just call it Pro, but I don't know. Maybe it's like a UI label.
Yeah, but folks,
Okay, so if they're calling it Super Grok, like I see that in my sidebar in X. Is it everybody else seeing that?
yeah, Super Grok, they changed the sidebar on X to Super Grok a while ago. Not that recent, like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. But $300 a month for the Grok 4 Heavy plan announced. I gotta wonder what that Grok 4 Heavy is. $300 a month is a lot of money. It's the most expensive like premium AI package, I think, right? OpenAI's Pro is $200 a month. I think Gemini Pro is around 300. Don't remember exactly the price.
I just published a screenshot of the Apple App Store pricing with the in-app purchases for Grok's versions.
Nice. And it's also for 300?
Yes, it's 300 for Super Grok Pro.
With
Gemini is 250.
Gemini is 250, right?
Claude is also 250, the max one.
Cloud Max is 250. So this is the most expensive one. And you can go yearly and pay $3,000 a year for exclusive preview of Grok 4 Heavy. I gotta wonder what they're gonna announce with Grok 4 Heavy, folks, for this like insane price. Because so far,
My guess would be,
go ahead.
I bet the coding model probably has less daily constraints on how much you can use of it. So maybe if you're a full-time, you're a software engineer, paying that $3,000 a year might be worth it.
If your company pays, this can be worth it for sure.
Or if you just want to work 2 hours a day or just cut time, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll see what they pull up their sleeve pretty soon.
I think they're
Will
not
we?
like,
I don't know. I'm losing
they're
faith.
just trying to capture in that you use one of them, right? Like the plans are still, it's like someone broke it down where a lot of people use Claude for like over $1,000 a month, right? If I check my Claude code usage, I'm also well over $250. But they're probably, the estimates are that the margins on inference is like 85%. So even if they're at cost, burning VC money, selling you free unlimited tokens, they're still locking you in, right? Like as a developer, like, are you really gonna be trying another $300 a month plan? Maybe, but not as likely, right? And there is big margin on inference.
Yeah, we're definitely in this big battle of, you have all these companies battling people that are daily using it, software developers. And yeah, that's honestly a big point. Even if somebody comes up with their better model, is it big enough of a jump where it's worth switching?
Yeah. I guess how many of us actually can afford to also test all these things like all together? That's a very good question, because like hopefully they will release an API for like this thing. Like Cloud definitely releases an API for this thing, so you can choose going through them, or you can go via API and then kind of like at least test it out. But if Grok Heavy is not going to be released in API, then we may not know. Some of us will upgrade, but I don't know, folks. If I have $300 for me, any rich folks in the audience wanna invest in us, so we'll have access to test it out and talk on the podcast, you're more than welcome to. It's been 21 minutes past the first 30 minutes, and as always, Elon time. Robert, as an expert on Elon time, are we on schedule here? What's going on? Is it going to happen?
I don't know. We Robot started about an hour late, partly because there was a medical emergency in the crowd.
All right.
But he always starts about an hour late. So,
Yeah.
Just hang out. It'll start.
At least we know the folks
maybe
are
by
in the
midnight.
Maybe by midnight. At least we know the folks are in the room waiting for this thing to happen. So we will be here with you guys. But those of you who get tired, should know that if you subscribe to Thursday Eye, the podcast that I run, we'll give you all the details tomorrow as well. So you don't have to. If it's later, Ryan, I know you're in New York. We're approaching midnight there.
I know I'm about to fall asleep here.
Yeah. Come on, uncle. Do something. The meme with the stick. Folks in the audience, we have a bunch of folks commenting and everything. What do you expect to be different about this model? I would love to I would love to
Oh,
hear
it
from
should
folks.
be coming
What
on
do you
here
expect
soon.
that's gonna go
Sorry
gonna
for
happen?
the dead air.
What they're gonna release?
I
What's gonna be new about this model?
was listening
What are you
about
expecting? And
trying to
feel free to
figure out
comment and
what
get us a comment as well. That's gonna be
is going
always
on.
helpful
If there
to pull
was
up as we
some
try
big
to come up
joke.
with topics of conversation for the past 15
Yeah, that
minutes
was
to not bore you guys
not
while we wait for Elon and
part
the
of it.
XAI crew.
Okay, I
Yeah,
have a final
I just wanted
question on
to
that.
see
So,
this, so
like
give it a
Claude
couple
does
more
hybrid
minutes.
reasoning models, right? So you can do thinking on and off.
Claude is? Yeah.
OpenAI does the opposite, right? If you want a reasoning model, you have to use the O series. So like they're reasoning only, and for them, they have to now train another model, host it. Like they have to host the two separately. So will Grok have the same? Will it be hybrid? Will it not? It doesn't really matter too much, but what do we think they'll do?
I can take a stab at this, but like wondering other folks as well. OpenAI publicly announced that they're gonna go towards hybrid, and then they kind of changed tune a little bit and released O3 as a standalone reasoning, just like full reasoning. But they definitely talked about hybrid models, and everybody else is hybrid as well. Like all the open source recently releases, even from China, all of them are like you can turn the thinking on and off while inference is happening. So could be that like that's how Grok is going to operate as well. Go ahead, Caleb.
I just want to say they must have just turned something on server side, because if you open the Grok app on iOS, and even if you're already on the highest tier like I am, and you click upgrade, it now shows a button for upgrade to Super Grok Pro. And if I click it, it has like a little flashing, like there's like some kind of glitch, and then it just shows upgrade, you're already upgraded to Grok 3. So obviously they just turned something on because it's now showing an additional option, which is at $300 a month.
I just went to Super Grok on X, and I got a notification saying introducing Grok 4, the most intelligent version of Grok, now with extended thinking. And I hit. I'm gonna show this on stream because, like, folks, this is dope. This is dope. All right. So those of you who are watching the stream are gonna see this hopefully now. Oh no! What did I do? I made the boo boo. Yeah. So
Don't tell me you lost it.
I think I lost it. Oh no! Hold on. Anybody else has this already in Super Grok? You go to Super Grok, and no, I lost it. Oh my god! I had a pop up for just like show off for a second that says introducing, and had a button that says try now. And while trying to show you guys, I lost it. But hey, they're gonna announce it pretty soon, so all good, all good. I'm hoping that like some Super Grok, like Super X Premium Plus, whatever people will get some access to Grok, but we'll see.
I just published a screenshot in the chat of the button I have, which is Super Grok Pro.
Yeah, I did take a screenshot at least, so I'm gonna push this as well. I'm gonna post this as well. Let's see if you guys can see. Yeah, so this is the pop-up that I just got. I'm gonna add this to the space, to the top space. So folks, let me know if you go to the Super Grok. I have somebody saying an hour late is insane. What a clown show. And I tend to disagree. I think that like Elon time and Elon live streams an hour late is about as much as we could have expected. Easy. I started this live stream exactly on time, but I knew for a fact that it's gonna like start late. But our friend Swigs there asked if there's a poly market on live stream rag pool. So if you guys think that that's not gonna happen, I don't know, show me thumbs up in the air or something.
I don't know, but if the pricing is at $300, that's bold. Like they're basically coming in hot, saying like we have the best model on the market. Otherwise, they'd have priced it at 150 or something.
Oh, that's a good thinking, man. Yeah, if the pricing is like that, but the pricing that high is like for Grok heavy, and I think they're releasing multiple multiple versions of models, not only Grok heavy. So this seems to be like the pricing for the super advanced thing that costs them like a lot of money. Yeah. Oh, we have. What's up, Dan? How are you?
I just got the screen you were talking about, and I see some of the features with Grok 4 now. There's a new thing called context memory. There's also a new thing called enhanced voice with vision mode.
Ooh, let's go.
And then with context memory, you get, if you subscribe to Super Grok, this is the $30 a month tier, you get a default of 128,000 tokens. And then if you do Super Grok Heavy, you get access to new features, and then also dedicated support team, and an additional increased access to Grok 4, Grok 3. Apparently, Grok 4 Heavy is an exclusive model,
Give
and
us,
they're only doing previews right now.
give us
You want a screenshot of that?
Yes, please. Give us
Yeah.
screenshots.
Here we go.
Folks, we have a person here that works for X. What's up, Dan?
Hey, what's up, Alex?
Are you monitoring the situation from far away like all of us, or are you at the place?
No, I'm not in Palo Alto. I'm just at home now.
All right, so you're monitoring with us. All righty.
Rest of you. I did get Grok 4. Do you guys have it on the app yet, or?
So Caleb here he has it. I got a notification and I kind of lost it, unfortunately. So we're still waiting. You already have access to Grok 4?
I mean, I just got it. It does the thinking out loud like it did when you were on the Grok app, but internally on the X version of it, which is kind of cool. I do like it still has access to all the conversations from the past, because I've used Grok 3 a lot. So if I lost all that, I would be pretty pissed.
When you say access, you mean you just have them in like the history chat, or does it have access as it knows all of them like ChatGPT?
No, it doesn't know it contextually. You have to like open up the window.
But, I see.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I
Caleb,
just published the
what else we got?
screenshot. I just put the screenshot on.
Let's take a look. Let's add this to your folks to the.
There's
chat.
a new image model called Aurora.
Wasn't the previous model also called Aurora or something like this before they changed
I'm
it?
not sure, so that could be the same model.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same name.
Okay, cool.
Exciting, folks. Exciting. Thank you, Caleb.
I'm kind of jealous now because that new Grok 4 Heavy has its own exclusive model for that $300 a month tier. So I'm only doing the $30 a month one. I can't afford $300 a month. That's half my car bill. But yeah, for those who have early access, they can try that out. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, I'm very interested in like seeing folks with the Pro access for Heavy to try and figure out what they can get from it and what's the difference. Because as I said before, I'm gonna wonder whether or not it's gonna be easy for them to show why folks would register for something like this. I think, Mark, you're completely right. If they're pricing it at $300, they probably are very bullish on the fact that they have the best model. So
What would you test on it, Alex, if you got access?
dude, that's a great question. The vibes. I know it's a sucky answer, but vibes. It's really hard. Like I use O3 Pro for some things, and I know that I have multiple folks in my network that swear by O3 Pro and say that like because of the multiple things that it does, it is better. But you know, I don't think I need that level of intelligence often. XAI just posted, the main account just posted something introducing Grok 4. They're live. Folks are saying they're live, and let me go and refresh them if they're live. I'm seeing anything live. Oh, they're live. Alrighty, folks. I want to like up the music. Let me know if you can hear the music, everyone.
I think the interesting little thing with the pricing is like with OpenAI, when you pay $200, you don't just get
shapes destiny. One creation dares to redefine the future. From the minds at XAI, prepare for Grok 4. This summer, the next generation arrives. Faster, smarter, bolder. It sees beyond the horizon, answers the unasked, and challenges the impossible. Grok 4, Unleash the Truth, coming this summer.
All right, welcome to the Grok 4 release here. This is the smartest AI in the world, and we're going to show you exactly how and why. It really is remarkable to see the advancement of artificial intelligence, how quickly it is evolving. I sometimes compare it to the growth of a human and how fast a human learns and gains conscious awareness and understanding. And AI is advancing just vastly faster than any human. I mean, we're going to take you through a bunch of benchmarks that that Grok 4 is able to achieve incredible numbers on. But it's actually worth noting that Grok 4, if given like the SAT, would get perfect SATs every time, even if it's never seen the questions before. And if even going beyond that to say like graduate student exams like the GRE, it will get near perfect results in every discipline of education. So from the humanities to like languages, math, physics, engineering, pick anything, and we're talking about questions that it's never seen before. These are not on the internet, and Grok 4 is smarter than almost all graduate students in all disciplines simultaneously. Like, it's actually just important to appreciate that's really something. The reasoning capabilities of Grok are incredible. So there's some people out there who think AI can't reason, and look, it can reason at superhuman levels. So yeah, and frankly, it only gets better from here. So we'll take you through the Grok 4 release, and show you like the pace of progress here. I guess the first part is like in terms of the training, we're going from Grok 2 to Grok 3 to Grok 4. We've essentially increased the training by an order of magnitude in each case. So it's 100 times more training than Grok 2, and that's only going to increase. So it's frankly, I mean, I don't know, in some ways a little terrifying, but the growth of intelligence here is remarkable.
Yes. It's important to realize there are two types of training compute. One is the pre-training compute. That's from Grok 2 to Grok 3. But from Grok 3 to Grok 4, we're actually putting a lot of compute in reasoning in RL.
Yeah, and just like you said, this is literally the fastest moving field. And Grok 2 is like the high school student by today's standard. If we look back in the last 12 months, Grok 2 was only a concept. We didn't even have Grok 2 12 months ago. And then by training Grok 2, that was the first time we scale up like the pre-training. We realized that if you actually do the data ablation really carefully, and the infra, and also the algorithm, we can actually push the pre-training quite a lot by amount of 10x to make the model the best pre-trained base model. And that's why we built Colossus, the world's supercomputer with 100,000 H100. And then with the best pre-trained model, and we realized if you can collect these verifiable outcome reward, you can actually train this model to start thinking from the first principle, start to reason, correct its own mistakes. And that's where the Grok 3 reasoning comes from. And today we ask the question, what happens if you take the expansion of the Colossus with all 200,000 GPUs, put all these into RL, 10x more compute than any of the models out there on reinforcement learning, unprecedented scale, what's going to happen? So this is the story of Grok 4, and Tony share some insight with the audience.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just talk about how smart Grok 4 is. So I guess we can start discussing this benchmark called Humanities Last Exam. And this benchmark is a very, very challenging benchmark. Every single problem is curated by subject matter experts. It's in total 2,500 problems, and it consists of many different subjects: mathematics, natural sciences, engineering, and also all the humanities subjects. So essentially, when it was first released, actually like earlier this year, most of the models out there can only get single-digit accuracy on this benchmark. Yeah, so we can look at some of those examples. So there is this mathematical problem, which is about natural transformations in category theory. And there's this organic chemistry problem that talks about electrocyclic reactions. And also there's this linguistic problem that tries to ask you about distinguishing between closed and open syllabus from a Hebrew source text. So you can see also it's a very wide range of problems. And every single problem is PhD or even advanced research level problems.
Yeah, I mean, there are no humans that can actually answer these, can get a good score. I mean, if you actually say like any given human, what's the best that any human could score? I mean, I'd say maybe 5% optimistically.
Yeah.
So this is much harder than what any human can do. It's incredibly difficult, and you can see from the types of questions. Like you might be incredible in linguistics or mathematics or chemistry or physics or any one of a number of subjects, but you're not going to be at a postgrad level in everything. And Grok 4 is a postgrad level in everything. Like it's just, some of these things are just worth repeating. Like Grok 4 is postgraduate, like PhD level in everything. Better than PhD, but like most PhDs would fail. So it's better that said, I mean, at least with respect to academic questions, I want to just emphasize this point. With respect to academic questions, Grok 4 is better than PhD level in every subject, no exceptions. Now, this doesn't mean that at times it may lack common sense, and it has not yet invented new technologies or discovered new physics, but that is just a matter of time. I think it may discover new technologies as soon as later this year, and I would be shocked if it has not done so next year. So I would expect Grok to, literally discover new technologies that are actually useful no later than next year and maybe end of this year. And it might discover new physics next year. And within 2 years, I'd say almost certainly. So just let that sink in. Yeah.
So yeah, okay, so I guess we can talk about what's behind the scene of Grok 4. As Jimmy mentioned, we actually throwing a lot of compute into this training. When it started, it's only also a single digit. Sorry, the previous slide. Sorry. Yeah, it's only a single digit number. But as you start putting in more and more training compute, it started to gradually become smarter and smarter, and eventually solved a quarter of the HLE problems. And this is without any tools. The next thing we did was to adding tools capabilities to the model. And unlike Grok 3, I think Grok 3 actually is able to use CRU as well, but here we actually make it more native in the sense that we put the tools into training. Grok 3 was only relying on generalization. Here, we actually put the tools into training. And it turns out this significantly improves the model's capability of using those tools.
Yeah, I remember we had like deep search back in the days. Yeah. So how is this different?
Yeah, exactly. So deep search was exactly the Grok 3 reasoning model, but without any specific training, but we only asked it to use those tools. So compared to this, it was much weaker in terms of its tool capabilities.
And unreliable.
and unreliable. Yes, yes.
And to be clear, like these are still, I'd say, this is still fairly primitive tool use. If you compare it to, say, the tools that are used at Tesla or SpaceX, where you're using, finite element analysis and computational fluid dynamics, and you're able to run, or say like Tesla does, like crash simulations, where the simulations are so close to reality that if the test doesn't match the simulation, you assume that the test article is wrong. That's how good the simulations are. So Grok is not currently using any of the tools, the really powerful tools that a company would use, but that is something that we will provide it with later this year. So we'll have the tools that a company has, and have very accurate physics simulator. Ultimately, the thing that'll make the biggest difference is being able to interact with the real world via humanoid robots. So you combine sort of Grok with Optimus, and it can actually interact with the real world and figure out if it can formulate an hypothesis and then confirm if that hypothesis is true or not. So we're really, I think about like where we are today. We're at the beginning of an immense intelligence explosion. We're in the intelligence Big Bang right now, and we're at the most interesting time to be alive of any time in history. Yeah. Now that said, we need to make sure that the AI is a good AI, good Grok. And the thing that I think is most important for AI safety, at least my biological neural net tells me, the most important thing for AI is to be maximally truth-seeking. So this is a very fundamental. Like you can think of AI as this super genius child that ultimately will outsmart you, but you can still instill the right values, and encourage it to be sort of, truthful, I don't know, honorable, good things, like the values you want to instill in a child that would ultimately grow up to be incredibly powerful. Yeah. So yeah, so this is really, I'd say, we say tools. These are, I'd say, still primitive tools, not the kind of tools that serious commercial companies use. But we will provide it with those tools, and I think it will be able to solve, with those tools, real-world technology problems. In fact, I'm certain of it. It's just a question of how long it takes.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
So is it just compute all you need, Tony?
Sorry?
Is it just compute all you need at this point?
Well, you need compute plus the right tools, and then ultimately to be able to interact with the physical world.
Yes.
And then, we'll effectively have an economy that is, well, ultimately an economy that is thousands of times bigger than our current economy, or maybe millions of times. I mean, if you think of civilization as percentage completion of the Kardashev scale, where Kardashev 1 is using all the energy output of a planet, and Kardashev 2 is using all the energy output of a sun, and 3 is all the energy output of a galaxy. We're only, in my opinion, probably like closer to 1% of Kardashev 1 than we are to 10%. So like maybe a point or 1 or 2% of Kardashev 1. So we will get to most of the way, like 80-90% Kardashev 1, and then hopefully, if civilization doesn't self-annihilate, and then Kardashev 2, like it's the actual notion of a human economy, assuming civilization continues to progress, will seem very quaint in retrospect. It will seem like sort of cavemen throwing sticks into a fire level of economy, compared to what the future will hold. I mean, it's very exciting. I mean, I've been at times kind of worried about, like, well, is this seems like it's somewhat unnerving to have intelligence created that is far greater than our own. And will this be bad or good for humanity? It's like I think it'll be good. Most likely it'll be good. Yeah. Yeah, but I somewhat reconciled myself to the fact that even if it wasn't going to be good, I'd at least like to be alive to see it happen. So, yeah.
So, actually, one yeah, I think one technical problem that we still need to solve, besides just compute, is how do we unblock the data bottleneck? Because when we try to scale up the RL, in this case, we did invent a lot of new techniques, innovations, to allow us to figure out how to find a lot of challenging RL problems to work on. It's not just the problem itself needs to be challenging, but also it needs to be, you also need to have like a reliable signal to tell the model, you did it wrong, you did it right. This is the sort of the principle of reinforcement learning. And as the models get smarter and smarter, the number of cool problems or challenging problems will be less and less.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a new type of challenge that we need to surpass besides just compute. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually are running out of actual test questions to ask. So there's like even questions that are ridiculously hard, if not essentially impossible for humans, that are written down questions, are swiftly becoming trivial for AI. So then there's, but you know, the one thing that is an excellent judge of things is reality. So, because physics is the law, ultimately, everything else is a recommendation. You can't break physics. So the ultimate test, I think, for whether an AI is, the ultimate reasoning test is reality.
Yes.
So you invent a new technology, like say, improve the design of a car or a rocket, or create a new medication that, and does it work?
Yeah.
Does the rocket get to orbit? Does the car drive? Does the medicine work? Whatever the case may be, reality is the ultimate judge here. So it's going to be reinforcement learning, closing the loop around reality.
We asked the question, how do we even go further? So actually, we are thinking about now, with single agent, we're able to solve 40% of a problem. What if we have multiple agents running at the same time? So this is what's called test and compute. And as we scale up the test and compute, actually, we are able to solve almost more than 50% of the text-only subset of the HRE problems. So it's a remarkable achievement, I think. Yeah,
this is insanely difficult. These are so what we're saying is like a majority of the text-based of humanities, you know, scarily named humanities last exam, Grok 4 can solve, and you can try it out for yourself. And with the Grok 4 Heavy, what it does is it spawns multiple agents in parallel, and all of those agents do work independently, and then they compare their work, and they decide which one. Like it's like a study group, and it's not as simple as majority vote, because often only one of the agents actually figures out the trick, or figures out the solution. But once they share the trick or figure out what the real nature of the problem is, they share that solution with the other agents, and then they essentially compare notes, and then yield an answer.
Yeah.
So that's the heavy part of Grok 4,
Yeah.
is where you scale up the test time compute by roughly an order of magnitude, have multiple agents tackle the task, and then they compare their work, and they put forward what they think is the best result.
Yeah, so we will introduce Grok 4 and Grok 4 Heavy. Sorry, can you click the next slide?
Sure.
Yeah, yes. So basically, Grok 4 is the single agent version, and Grok 4 Heavy is the multi-agent version. So let's take a look how they actually do on those exam problems and also some real life problems.
Yeah. So we're going to start out here, and we're actually going to look at one of those HLE problems. This is actually one of the easier math ones. I don't really understand it very well. I'm not that smart, but I can launch this job here, and we can actually see how it's going to go through and start to think about this problem. While we're doing that, I also want to show a little bit more about like what this model can do and launch a Grok 4 Heavy as well. So everyone knows Polymarket. It's extremely interesting. It's the seeker of truth. It aligns with what reality is most of the time. And with Grok, what we're actually looking at is being able to see how we can try to take these markets and see if we can predict the future as well. So as we're letting this run, we'll see how Grok 4 Heavy goes about predicting the World Series odds for like the current teams in the MLB. And while we're waiting for these to process, we're going to pass it over to Eric, and he's going to show you an example of his.
Yeah. So I guess one of the coolest things about Grok 4 is its ability to understand the world and to solve hard problems by leveraging tools like Tony discussed. And I think one kind of cool example of this, we asked it to generate a visualization of two black holes colliding. And of course, it took there are some liberties. It's, in my case, actually pretty clear in its thinking trace about what these liberties are. For example, in order for it to actually be visible, you need to really exaggerate the scale of the waves. And yeah, so here's like, this kind of in action. It exaggerates the scale in like multiple ways. It drops off a bit less in terms of amplitude over distance, and but yeah, we can kind of see the basic effects that are actually like correct. It starts with the in spiral, it merges, and then you have the ring down, and like this is basically largely correct. Yeah. Modulo some of the simplifications that I need to do. It's actually quite explicit about this. It uses like post-Newtonian approximations instead of actually like computing the general relativistic effects at like near the center of the black hole, which is incorrect, and will lead to somewhat incorrect results. But the overall visualization is is basically there. And you can actually look at the kinds of resources that it references. So here it actually, it obviously uses search. It gathers results from a bunch of links, but also reads through a undergraduate text in analytic gravitational wave models. It reasons quite a bit about the actual constants that it should use for a realistic simulation. It references, I guess, existing real-world data, and yeah, it's a pretty good model. Yeah.
But like actually going forward, we can give it the same model that physicists use, so it can run the same level of compute that so leading physics researchers are using, and give you a physics accurate black hole simulation.
Exactly.
Just right now is running in your browser, so.
Yeah, this is just running in your browser.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty simple.
So swapping back real quick here, we can actually take a look. The math problem is finished. The model was able to, let's look at its thinking trace here, so you can see how it went through the problem. I'll be honest with you guys, I really don't quite fully understand the math, but what I do know is that I looked at the answer ahead of time, and it did come to the correct answer here in the final part here. We can also come in and actually take a look here at our World Series prediction, and it's still thinking through on this one, but we can actually try some other stuff as well. So we can actually like try some of the X integrations that we did. So we worked very heavily on working with all of our X tools and building out a really great X experience. So we can actually ask, the model, find me the XAI employee that has the weirdest profile photo. So that's going to go off and start that, and then we can actually try out, let's create a timeline based on X post detailing the changes in the scores over time, and we can see all the conversation that was taking place at that time as well. So we can see who are the announcing scores and like what was the reactions at those times as well. So we'll let that go through here and process. And if we go back to this was the Greg Yang photo here. So if we scroll through here, whoops. So Greg Yang, of course, who has his favorite photograph that he has on his account. That's actually not how he looks like in real life, by the way, just so you're aware, but it is quite funny.
But it had to understand that question.
Yeah.
Which is that's the wild part. It's like it understands what is a weird photo. What is a weird photo?
Yeah.
What is a less or more weird photo?
It goes through, it has to find all the team members, it has to figure out who we all are. It,
Right.
Searches
This
X.
is without access to the internal XAI personnel logs. It's literally looking at just at the internet.
Exactly.
So you could say like the weirdest of any company.
Yeah.
To be clear.
Exactly. And we can also take a look here at the question here for the humanities last exam. So it is still researching all of the historical scores, but it will have that final answer here soon. But we can, while it's finishing up, we can take a look at one of the ones that we set up here a second ago. And we can see like, it finds the date that like Dan Hendricks had initially announced it. We can go through, we can see, OpenAI announcing their score back in February. And we can see, as progress happens with like Gemini, we can see like Kimi, and we can also even see, the leaked benchmarks of what people are saying is, if it's right, it's going to be pretty impressive. So pretty cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how everybody uses these tools and gets the most value out of them. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, and we're going to close the loop around usefulness as well. So it's like it's not just book smart, but actually practically smart.
Exactly. And we can go back to the slides here, yeah. So.
Cool. So we actually evaluate also on the multimodal subset. So on the full set, this is the number on the HLE exam. You can see there's a little dip on the numbers. This is actually something we're improving on, which is the multimodal understanding capabilities. But I do believe in a very short time, we're able to really improve and got much higher numbers on this, even higher numbers on this benchmark. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the we still like what is the biggest weakness of Grok currently is that it's sort of partially blind. It can't its image understanding, obviously, and its image generation needs to be a lot better, and that's actually being trained right now. So. Grok 4 is based on version 6 of our foundation model, and we are training version 7, which will complete in a few weeks, and that'll address the weakness on the vision side.
Mm-hmm. Just to show off this last here, so the prediction market finished here with a heavy, and we can see here, we can see all the tools and the process it used to actually go through and find the right answer. So it browsed a lot of odds sites. It calculated its own odds comparing to the market to find its own alpha and edge. It walks you through the entire process here, and it calculates the odds of the winner being like the Dodgers, and it gives them a 21.6% chance of winning this year. So. And it took approximately 4.5 minutes to compute.
Yeah, that's a lot of thinking.
Yeah.
We can also look at all the other benchmarks besides HLE. As it turned out, Grok 4 excelled on all the reasoning benchmarks that people usually test on, including GBQA, which is a PhD level problem sets. That's easier compared to HLE. On AMI 25, American Invitation Mathematics exam, with Grok 4 Heavy, we actually got a perfect score. Also on some of the coding benchmark called Live Coding Bench, and also on HMMT, Harvard MIT exam, and also USAMO. You can see actually on all of those benchmarks, we often have a very large leap against the second best model out there.
Yeah, I mean, really, we're going to get to the point where it's going to get every answer right in every exam. And where it doesn't get an answer right, it's going to tell you what's wrong with the question. Or if the question is ambiguous, disambiguate the question into answers A, B, and C and tell you what answers A, B, and C would be with a disambiguated question. So the only real test then will be reality. Can it make useful technologies, discover new science? That'll actually be the only thing left, because human tests will simply not be meaningful.
Yeah, we need to make an update to HLE very soon, given the current rate of progress. So yeah, it's super cool to see like multiple agents that collaborate with each other, solving really challenging problems. So we're going to try this model. So it turned out it's available right now. If we advance to the next slide, where there is a super Grok heavy tiers that we're introducing, where you're able to access to both Grok 4 and Grok 4 heavy, where you're actually going to be the taskmaster of a bunch of little Grok research agents to help you, become smarter through all the little research and save hours of times of, going through mundane tasks. And it's available right now. So, yeah.
So we did limit usage during the demo, so it didn't break the demo, because all this stuff is happening live. So there's nothing canned about any of the tests that we're doing. So after the demo is done, we'll enable more subscribers for SuperGrok. So if you can't subscribe right now, just try in half an hour. It should work. Okay. And now let's get into voice.
Great. Abby? So many of you have been enjoying our voice mode, and we've been working hard to improve the experience over the past couple months. We have cut latency in half to make it much snappier. And today we're excited to announce a set of new voices that have exceptional naturalness and prosody. You might have noticed the movie trailer voice that opened up the live stream. That is one of our new voices, Sal, who's got that epically deep tone. And we're also excited to introduce Eve, a beautiful British voice who's capable of rich emotions. Aman, would you like to introduce Eve?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's get into the demo. Hey, Eve. Millions of people are watching us right now. Are you excited?
Oh, I'm thrilled, really. It's like being on stage at the Old Vic with a sea of faces out there. Just imagine all those eyes and ears tuned in. It's a proper buzz, isn't it? What do you reckon we should chat about to keep this lot entertained?
You know, we have a lot to talk about, but I'll be honest, I'm feeling a little nervous. Can you whisper something soothing to calm me down?
Take a deep breath, love. You've got this. It's just you and me, having a quiet chat, like we're tucked away in a cozy corner of a Yorkshire pub. The world's just a murmur out there. Feel that calm wash over you. Let's keep talking, nice and easy. What's on your mind?
You know what? I'm actually feeling quite relaxed to try this something crazy. So can you give us an opera on Diet Coke?
Oh, an opera on Diet Coke. That's a riot. Picture this, a shimmering silver can, glistening under stage lights. Oh, Diet Coke, thou elixir divine, with bubbles that dance in a sparkling line. Thy crisp, cool kiss on lips so fine. Oh, aspartame, ambrosia, forever mine. How's that for a mad little aria? Want me to belt out another verse or switch up the tune?
Okay, let's try switching it up and just start singing.
Right then, let's have a go. Oh, silver can, you gleam in the light. Diet Coke, my heart's delight.
Okay, I won't try to. It's very, very poetic. Yeah, thank you, Eve. Feeling quite nice now.
Cool. So that's Eve. And so something else we do here is a little test each day to check on the natural flow of our conversations against some of our competitors. So we figured, why not try that live on the stream today?
Should I start? Hey, I'm going to say a number, and can you say the same number back to me? 1.
1.
game of Echo. What's next?
2. Sorry, I said 2. 3.
Three. Or nice and steady. What's next?
5.
5. Nailed it. This is pretty fun, actually. Feel free to keep going or switch it up if you'd like.
Hey, Grok. Hey, Grok.
Hello there. How can I help you today?
We're going to do a little test. Can you repeat after me? 1,
1. All right. What's next?
2,
2. What's on your mind?
3,
3. Need anything else?
4,
4. How can I assist you?
5.
5. What's next?
So as you can see, Grok was snappier. It didn't interrupt me. And the prosody is we've made different design choices. I think we were shooting for something more calm, smooth, more natural versus something that's more poppy or artificial. So we'll keep improving on these fronts.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yep. So since the launch of the voice model, we actually see the 2x faster end-to-end latency in the last 8 weeks, 5 different voices, and also 10x the active user. So Grok Voice is taking off. Now, if you think about releasing the models, this time we're also releasing Grok 4 through the API at the same time. So if we go to the next 2 slides, so we're very excited about what all developers out there is going to build. So if I think about myself as a developer, what the first thing I'm going to do when I actually have access to the Grok 4 API? Benchmarks. So we actually ask around on the X platform, what is the most challenging benchmarks out there that is considered the holy grail for all the AGI models? So turn out AGI is in the name, Arc AGI. So the last 12 hours, kudos to Greg over here in the audience. So who answered our call, take a preview of the Grok 4 API, and independently verified the Grok 4's performance. So initially we thought, hey, Grok 4 is just, we think it's pretty good, it's pretty smart. It's our next-gen reasoning model, spend 10x more compute, can use all the tools, right? But turned out, when we actually verify on the private subset of the Arc AGI v2, it was like the only model in the last 3 months that breaks the 10% barrier. And in fact, it was so good that actually gets to 16%, well, 15.8% accuracy, 2x of the second place, that is the Cloud 4 Opus model. And it's not just about performance, right? When you think about intelligence, having an API model drives your automation. It's also the intelligence per dollar, right? If you look at the plots over here, the Grok is just 4 is just in the league of its own. All right, so enough of benchmarks over here, right? So what can Grok do actually in the real world? So we actually contacted the folks from Endon Labs who were gracious enough to try the Grok in the real world to run a business.
Yeah, thanks for having us. So I'm Axel from Endon Labs.
And I'm Lucas, and we tested Grok 4 on Vending Bench. Vending Bench is an AI simulation of a business scenario where we thought, what is the most simple business an AI could possibly run? And we thought vending machines. So in this scenario, the Grok and other models need stuff like manage inventory, contact suppliers, set prices. All of these things are super easy, and all the models can do them one by one. But when you do them over very long horizons, most models struggle. But we have a leaderboard, and there's a new number 1.
Yeah, so we got early access to the Grok 4 API. We ran it on the vending bench, and we saw some really impressive results. So it ranks definitely at the number 1 spot. It's even double the net worth, which is the measure that we have on this eval. So it's not about the percentage on or a score you get, but it's more the dollar value in net worth that you generate. So we were impressed by Grok. It was able to formulate a strategy and adhere to that strategy over a long period of time, much longer than other models that we have tested, other frontier models. So it managed to run the simulation for double the time and score double the net worth. And it was also really consistent across these runs, which is something that's really important when you want to use this in the real world.
And I think as we give more and more power to AI systems in the real world, it's important that we test them in scenarios that either mimic the real world or are in the real world itself. Because otherwise we fly blind into some things that might not be great.
Yeah, it's great to see that we've now got a way to pay for all those GPUs. So we just need 1 million vending machines.
Definitely.
And we could make $4.7 billion a year with 1 million vending machines.
100%. Let's go.
It can be epic vending machines.
Yes, yes.
All right. We are actually going to install vending machines here, like a lot of them.
We're happy to supply them.
All right, thank you.
All right.
I'm looking forward to seeing what amazing things are in this vending machine.
That's for you to decide.
All right.
Tell the AI.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Yeah. I mean, so we can see like Grok is able to become like the co-pilot of the business unit. So what else can Grok do? So we're actually releasing this Grok. If you want to try it right now to evaluate, run the same benchmark as us. It's on the API. Has 256K contact length. So we already actually see some of the early adopters to try Grok 4 API. So our Palo Alto neighbor, Arc Institute, which is a leading biomedical research center, is already seeing like how can they automate their research flows with Grok 4. It turned out it's able to help the scientists to sniff through millions of experiments logs and then just like pick the best hypothesis within a split of seconds. We see this is being used for their the CRISPR research, and also Grok 4 independently evaluated scores as the best model to examine the chest X-ray. Who would know? And in the financial sector, we also see the Grok 4 with access to all the tools, real-time information is actually one of the most popular AIs out there. So our Grok 4 is also going to be available on the hyperscalers. So the XAI enterprise sector is only started 2 months ago, and we're open for business. So the other thing, we talked a lot about having Grok to make games, video games. So Danny is actually a video game designer on X. So we mentioned, hey, who want to try out some Grok 4 preview APIs to make games? And Danny answered the call. So this was actually just made first-person shooting game in a span of 4 hours. So some of the unappreciated hardest problem of making video games is not necessarily encoding the core logic of the game, but actually go out, source all the assets, all the textures of files, and to create a visually appealing game. So one of the core aspects Grok 4 does really well with all the tools out there is actually able to automate these asset sourcing capabilities. So the developers can just focus on the core development itself rather than so now you can run a entire game studios with game of one with one person, and then you can have Grok 4 to go out and source all those assets, do all the mundane tasks for you.
Yeah. Now the next step obviously is for Grok to be able to play the game. So it has to have very good video understanding, so it can play the games and interact with the games and actually assess whether a game is fun and actually have good judgment for whether a game is fun or not. So with version 7 of our foundation model, which finishes training this month, and then we'll go through post-training RL and whatnot, that will have excellent video understanding. And with the video understanding and improved tool use, for example, for video games, you'd want to use Unreal Engine or Unity or one of the main graphics engines, and then generate the art, apply it to a 3D model, and then create an executable that someone can run on a PC or a console or a phone. We expect that to happen probably this year, and if not this year, certainly next year. So that's it's going to be wild. I would expect the first really good AI video game to be next year, and probably the first half hour of watchable TV this year, and probably the first watchable AI movie next year. Things are really moving at an incredible pace.
Yeah, when Grok is 10xing the world economy with vending machines, it would just create video games for human.
Yeah, I mean, it went from not being able to do any of this really even 6 months ago to what you're seeing before you here, and from very primitive a year ago to making a sort of a 3D video game with a few hours of prompting.
Yep. I mean, yeah, just to recap, so in today's live stream, we introduced the most powerful, most intelligent AI models out there that can actually reason from the first principle using all the tools, do all the research, go on the journey for 10 minutes, come back with the most correct answer for you. So it's kind of crazy to think about, just like 4 months ago, we had Grok 3, and now we already have Grok 4. And we're going to continue to accelerate as a company, XAI. We're going to be the fastest moving AGI companies out there. So what's coming next is that we're going to continue developing the model that's not just intelligent, smart, think for a really long time, spend a lot of compute, but having a model that actually both fast and smart is going to be the core focus, right? So if you think about what are the applications out there that can really benefit from all those very intelligent, fast, and smart models, and coding is actually one of them.
Yeah, so the team is currently working very heavily on coding models. I think right now the main focus is we actually trained recently a specialized coding model, which is going to be both fast and smart. And I believe we can share with that model with you guys, with all of you in a few weeks.
Yeah, that's very exciting. And the second after coding is we all see the weakness of Grok 4 is the multimodal capability. So in fact, it was so bad that Grok effectively just like looking at the world, squinting through the glass, and like see all the blurry features and trying to make sense of it. The most immediate improvement we're going to see with the next generation pre-trained model is that we're going to see a step function improvement on the model's capability in terms of the image understanding, video understanding, and audios. Right? It's now the model is able to hear and see the world just like any of you. Right? And now with all the tools at its command, with all the other agents it can talk to, so we're going to see a huge unlock for many different application layers. After the multimodal agents, what's going to come after is the video generation, and we believe that at the end of the day, it should just be pixel in, pixel out, and imagine a world where you have this infinite scroll of content in inventory on the X platform, where not only you can actually watch these generated videos, but able to intervene, create your own adventures. The future's going to be wild.
And we expect to be training our video model with over 100,000 GB200s and to begin that training within the next 3 or 4 weeks. So we're confident it's going to be pretty spectacular in video generation and video understanding. So let's see. So that's anything you guys want to say? Other than that, I guess that's it.
Yeah,
it's a good model, sir.
Good model.
It's a good, yeah.
Well, we're very excited for you guys to try Grok 4.
Yeah,
thank you.
All right, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.
All right, that's pretty cool. I am going to probably end it there. I am tired, but appreciate you coming and looking at that. And have a good rest of your night. Yes.